Hey guys, it's Kate here, and I am bringing you a core power practice today where we are just going to tap into some of the internal fire that we have, into that power that we possess through a nice, smooth, and maybe a little sweaty vinyasa practice. So find a quiet spot, roll out your mat, jump into something comfy, and I will see you in a bit. Okay guys, so we're going to start by just finding a comfortable seat. Whatever that means to you today, you can grab a blanket or a couch cushion or a towel and fold it up underneath. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your heels, whatever works. So just close your eyes and just start to settle in. There is a wonderful quote that I have heard over and over again and have carried with me for years, and it's attributed to Pema Chodron, who is a Buddhist nun. And the quote is, "Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible in us be found." And I really love this quote. It helps me in hard times. It helps me in difficult situations, and it helps me to understand that the more I confront these difficult, uncomfortable things in life, the more I can discover the parts of me that are indestructible, that are untouched. And we all have that powerful place within, that bit of indestructible energy. So today we're going to use a core power practice to really tap into that, to ignite that inner fire. So as you sit, feel your shoulders relax and just enjoy your breath. And see if you can soften any tension you might feel anywhere in your jaw, your cheeks, your neck, your belly. And let the rhythm of your breath soften you a little bit more. I like to call this moment the calm before the storm. So enjoy connecting with your body and your breath here. And take a breath in. And exhale, slowly bow your head. And take a moment to acknowledge this time that you've set aside for yourself. And then inhale, you're going to open your eyes and come straight into downward facing dog. And once you make your way there, just going to start to pedal it out. Work back and forth through the backs of your legs. You need to sway your hips. You need to shake out your head, move your shoulders a little bit, whatever it is. Kind of feeling your way into your body. Maybe this is the first down dog you've taken today or in many days. No judgments, just kind of move into it. All right, and then from here we're going to bring our knees to the floor. Okay, and spin your fingertips out to the sides. I always like to start with just a couple of wrist stretches. So you're going to rock back and forth, and then start to roll some circles with the wrists. And then circle in the other direction. I'm going to squeaky bit of floor. Hope you can hear that. And you're going to bring your shoulders back over your wrists, and then spin your fingertips around. So maybe they point back toward your knees. If you feel more comfortable with your fingertips just out to the long edge of your mat, then you can stay there. And we're going to untuck the toes to start here. And just start to take some of the weight back, maybe toward your sitting bones, toward your heels. And then rock forward. And take your weight back again. And rock forward. And take your weight back. Last time, I'm going to rock forward. And then take your weight back. Okay, and then you're going to come, so your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. You're going to inhale, drop your belly, stretch your chest forward. And when you exhale, tuck your toes under, press into the floor, round your upper back. Inhale, release the toes, stretch your chest forward. And exhale, tuck those toes again and round. One more time. Inhale, drop your belly, reach into your chest. And exhale and round. Okay, come back to your neutral spine. Peel one hand away from the floor, shake it out. Peel the other hand away from the floor, shake it out. All right. And then from here, you're gonna walk the hands forward and take your shoulders forward toward your wrists there. You're gonna tuck your toes and float your knees above the mat. So you wanna try to keep your knees as low as you can. You're gonna take your sitting bones back toward your heels. So we're in like this floaty child's pose, which is much less relaxing than the original version, but we're gonna hang out here for a moment and then start to straighten the legs and just lift up. Press your heels toward the floor, downward facing dog. And we're gonna add a little plank shoot to this, right? So we're gonna bend the knees, find your floating child's pose. Gaze forward when you inhale, you're gonna blast forward into plank. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lower the knees. Take a breath there. And your next inhale, shoot it forward into plank. Exhale it back, downward facing dog. I'm gonna do it one more time. Float those knees toward the mat. Draw your hips back. Gaze forward. Shoot it into plank. And then downward facing dog. All right. Inhale, take your right leg, lift it up, stretch it back behind you, down dog split. You're gonna keep your hips square. Press evenly through both heels. And then come high onto the ball of your left foot. See if you can lift this right leg a little bit higher. Keep the inner right thigh rolling toward the ceiling. Inhale. And then exhale, draw your knee in toward your nose. Inhale. Take it up, reach it back. Exhale, take that knee, tap it toward your right tricep. Hug it in as high as you can. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, tap that knee over to the left side. Draw it up. Yes. Inhale, up and back. And when you exhale, we're going to step this right foot up between the thumbs. Help it along if you need. Drop the back knee. Roll the shoulders back. Lift it up. Feel your chest extend toward the front of your mat. Nice deep breath here. Okay, and now from here, you're going to take this left leg, swing it behind you, shift onto your left hand, take your right leg, swing it to the back of the mat. Keep the leg lifted, keep the core strong. Stretch your right arm alongside your ear. Inhale, and when you exhale, we're going to tap elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, elbow to knee, squeeze it in. Two more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. And now we're gonna stretch everything long back out. Back of the foot's gonna hit the back of the mat. Right hand hits the floor. Pivot on the ball of your back foot. Swing your left leg back in. And now we're gonna press into the hands, press into this right foot. Lift the left knee into your chest. Inhale, lower your shin toward the mat. And exhale, squeeze it back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Drag it in. Two more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Press the floor away. Sneak this left foot up between your thumbs. Grunting is totally legal here. You're going to push into your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Find crescent lunge. You want to scissor those inner thighs. Pull the low belly in and tip over. And then take your arms, reach them up. And swing your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders back. Lift into your chest. Spread through those collarbones. Keep your core muscles engaged here. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take your hands to the floor. Step it back into plank. Full inhale. Exhale, drop your knees to the floor. Chest and chin. Baby cobra, glide it forward. Feel the back of your body curl up. Inhale. Exhale, release your forehead, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Moving through table if that suits you today, or going straight back. All right, second side. Take your left leg, inhale, sweep it up. You're gonna keep that left hip as square as you can. Feel the inner left thigh roll toward the ceiling. Come high into the ball of your right foot. See if you can lift that left leg a little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it in. Inhale, sweep it up and back. Exhale, tap your knee to your left tricep as high as it can go. Inhale, reach. And exhale, tap across to the right. Inhale, kick it back. And then exhale, we're gonna step it forward. Drop your back knee. Sink the hips, roll your shoulder back. Get long through the front of your body. Then from here, you're gonna plant your right hand on the floor. You're gonna take the right foot, kick it back behind you, and we're gonna swing the left leg, take it back, take the left arm right alongside your ear. We're gonna do our little side crunches here, right? Inhale, and when you exhale, squeeze it in. Just 5 of these. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. And squeeze. 2 more. Reach it out and squeeze. Last one. Draw it in. Okay, gonna reach everything out again. Drop that left foot to the floor. You're gonna pivot. So you're on the ball of the left foot, hands come underneath the shoulders, and then drag this right knee right into your chest. Inhale, lower your shin toward the floor, and then suck it back up toward your chest. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, and lift, squeeze. 2 more, and squeeze. Last one. And squeeze. We're gonna sneak that right foot up. All right, press into those feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up, crescent lunge. Sink into the strength of your legs, so push down into your feet and then draw some energy back up. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, so funky pinkies on top. Roll the shoulders open, drag your knuckles down, and see if you can spread a little bit through your collarbones, make a little space here. Inhale, take your arms and reach them up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it back, plank. If you want a vinyasa here, you can vinyasa here, knees, chest, chin. If you're ready for a chaturanga, a baby cobra, maybe upward facing dog, and then pull it back, downward facing dog. Take your gaze to your fingertips and walk or hop, Uttanasana, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press into your feet. Rise up, Urdhva Hastasana, and then draw some energy down. Hands into prayer, close your eyes. And just take a moment here. Check in with your breath, the beating of your heart. And feel yourself settle down through your feet. Enjoy this energy you've created in your body. Okay, here we go. We ready? From here, you're gonna walk it to the top of the mat. Bring your feet either hips distance apart, or you can bring them together if Utkatasana, if chair pose feels better with the feet together. It's entirely up to you. I'm gonna keep the feet wide. Inhale, take your arms, reach them up, and when you exhale, sink your hips, find your chair pose. Then you're gonna take your hands and just reach them out in front, and you wanna press the hands down like you were pushing something down, and as your palms press down, feel your chest lift up. And then lift the low belly, take some weight back into your heels. Inhale. Then when you exhale, we're gonna sit a little bit deeper. Press the palms down, lift your chest. Sit a little bit deeper, press the palms down, lift your chest. Now take the toes and we're gonna open out just a little bit. Gonna slowly start to come through a little bit of a squat. Take your butt back behind you. Hands can always, of course, come to the floor. We're gonna come into boat pose here. All right, inhale, lower. And exhale, squeeze it back and lift and stretch it back out on the inhale. And exhale, squeeze it back in. We're just going for 10 here. So if this is really irritating on your low back, you can always bring your forearms to the floor and just work the legs. Inhale and squeeze. There's 5. And squeeze. And squeeze. 2 more. And squeeze. Last one. And squeeze. Okay, from here we're going to take the right foot to the floor. We're going to shoot this left leg underneath and behind. Ready? So if you want blocks for this, you can grab your blocks. Going to shift your weight forward. Shoot the right leg through. Inhale, come on up, crescent lunge. And find your balance here. Deep breath. When you exhale, we're going to open it up, warrior 2. And just find a warrior 2 that feels steady for you. If your shoulders are getting tired, you can always bring your hands to your hips. All right, so we're going to go for a little reverse warrior here. So you're going to flip this right palm, reach up and stretch back. Instead of letting this left hand drop down your thigh, you're going to take your left hand and reach it toward the inside edge of your right knee. Inhale, come up, use your core. When you exhale, we're going to go into side angle, but a niralamba side angle, right? An unsupported. So take your right hand and stretch it back toward your left foot and take the left arm alongside your ear. Almost like you could kind of squeeze the arms in, scissor the belly. Inhale, come up, Vira 2. Exhale, flip that front palm. Sweep the right hand back, the left hand forward. Inhale up. Stay connected with your core as you exhale. We're going to come back into our side angle variation. Last time, inhale, core strong, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse. Inhale up and exhale. Find your funky side angle here, and we're going to hold it. Roll that right shoulder underneath you. Take your gaze to the floor, and now we're going to slowly take the left hand down. Pivot on the ball of that left foot. Sweep it up, left side Vashisthasana. Now you have the option here to bring your right foot in front. You can stack them one in front of each other, or you can stack them right on top. You ready? You're going to take your top hand to your hip, lower down, inhale, and then exhale, squeeze it back up, and lower down, and squeeze it up, and lower, and squeeze. 2 more, lower it down, and squeeze up. Last one. And squeeze. Okay, we're going to come into plank, but we're going to take this right hand and bring it forward. So it's longer now, and maybe like a hand's length in front. Lift this right leg up and see if you can walk the left hand forward and maybe lift the left hand up. So we're in this really awkward, long, 2-legged planky style thing. Inhale. And then when you exhale, left hand down, right foot comes down. You're going to hug the elbows in and slowly start to lower them toward the floor and then lift them back up. We're just going to do 3 of these. Wrap the elbows in, lower it down, and then lift it back up. 1 more. Lower it down, and then lower them all the way to the floor. Spread your fingers wide, press into your thumbs, walk your feet in. You can bend your knees if you'd like, find a dolphin pose. That's it. You want to keep wrapping your inner wrists down toward the floor. Feel the shoulder blades draw in toward each other. Now you have an option here to come back up into downward facing dog and move through your vinyasa, or you can gaze forward, try to shoot your chest through your thumbs, come into chaturanga, elbows peel off the mat. If you body slam to the ground, it's okay. Ready? We're gonna go for it. Shoot forward. Upward facing dog. Drop your knees to the floor. Take your hips back to your heels for a second. Swing your arms around beside you, palms facing the ceiling. Take a break. Before we hit that other side, give yourself a moment. So we're just going to breathe here, acknowledging that maybe that was hard, but we can do hard things. It's possible. So let's stoke that fire. Come on up, hands in front, downward facing dog. All right, take your gaze to the front of the mat. You can tiptoe forward or hop it up, Uttanasana. Make your way to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale and fold. Press into your feet. Rise, Urdhva Hastasana, fingertips reach for the sky. And drag your hands down through center. All right, round two. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, sink your hips, Utkatasana, chair pose. This time we're gonna bring our hands into prayer. Let your shoulders soften. We're gonna sit a little bit deeper. Yep. Weight goes back and down. We're gonna try to feel some energy working in these sitting bones through those glutes. Take your butt back a little bit more. Open the toes. Make some room. We're gonna sit slowly down, slowly down, slowly down. You can always use your hands. Take your butt to the ground and find your boat pose. All right, so now you're gonna come onto the outside edge of your right hip and take your hands into temple. So those last three fingers are gonna interlace. I like to think of them as Charlie Angel's hands, right? So we're gonna come over to the left with the hands and then inhale, lower, and exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, lower, and squeeze it in. Inhale, lower, and squeeze. There's three. We're just going for five. Lower it down and squeeze it up. Last one. And squeeze. I don't know about that. I think maybe this is five. And squeeze. And then come back through center. And we're going to go right over to the other side. Swing your hands over to the right. Now one side is always more awkward than the other. So just go with it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. And lower. And squeeze. Remember, three more. And squeeze. Two more. And squeeze. Last one. And squeeze. Okay, bring your knees back up through the middle. We're gonna bring this left heel in. Hands come down to the floor or to blocks in front. We're gonna shift forward. Shoot this right leg back, right to the back of the mat. No one ever said it had to be graceful. And crescent lunge, come on up. Scoop that low belly in. Reach your arms up. Inhale. And when you exhale, we open warrior two. Okay, gonna flip your front palm, reach that left arm up. As the left arm reaches up, I'm gonna sweep the right hand forward toward the inner knee and feel where you can really squeeze in the belly. Inhale, come up, Vira two. And when you exhale, we're gonna go to the other side. Stretch through the fingertips. Inhale up. Exhale, reach that right hand forward, left hand back, pull the low belly in and move from your core. Inhale up and exhale. We're gonna go back to it. Last time. Inhale, come on up, Vira two. Exhale, Nirlamba, Parsvakonasana. Oh, reverse warrior, right? Inhale, come on up. And now we're going for a Nirlamba Parsvakonasana. And then we're gonna take this right hand down to the floor. Pivot, pivot, pivot all the way around to the outer edge of the back foot. You can keep the left foot in front, give yourself a kickstand. You can take it one in front of the other or stack them up. Take that left hand, reach it up. We're gonna do our dips, right? Hand to your hip, inhale, lower. And exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And lower. And lift. Two more. And lift. Last one. And lift. Okay, we're gonna come back through plank. Take your left hand a full hand's distance in front of the right. We're going for our awkward thing here, our awkward plank. Lift your left hand, your left leg up. Walk your right hand forward. And maybe we can find a bit of balance here. We got this. And then take your right hand down to the floor. Take your left hand down to the floor. We're gonna do our little elbows down crunchers, right? So elbows hugging toward each other, lower them toward the floor, and then press back up. You can always lower your knees as we do this and press back up. We're just going for three. Elbows down, press back up. Now we're gonna lower those elbows all the way down to the floor. Find your forearm plank. Try not to go too high with the hips. Try not to sink too low, but find that middle spot where it feels like it super sucks. And then you know maybe you're doing it right. Okay, ready? Thumbs wrapped down into the floor. Walk your feet in. Gonna work into dolphin pose. This is supposed to be a rest. Soften your shoulders. Shake out your head. Now you have the option here of just lifting back up the downward facing dog. Or if you want to give that little shoot through a whirl, you're going to bend your knees, gaze forward, and try to shoot your chest forward. You're going to peel those elbows, those forearms off the floor. Chaturanga. And then upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Inhale. And when you exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes. Swing your hands back. Take a break here. Let the heads of your arm bones plunk down toward the floor. Close your eyes. And breathe. You can take a little drink break if you want. Okay, one more breath here. And then come on back up. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes. All right, we're looking for that little bit of indestructible, right? So let's do it. Take your right leg, lift it up, sweep it back. When you exhale, you're gonna pull your right knee in toward your right tricep. You're gonna hover it there. Then let your knee drag down to the right wrist and then over to the left wrist. And then you're gonna suck it back up to the left armpit and then over to the right and down like we're drawing a box. Over to the left and up, over to the right and down, over to the left and up. And then over here, belly in, right? We're gonna step it forward. Viratu. Work here for just a moment and then straighten this right leg. We're gonna come into an unsupported Trikonasana. So the right arm's just gonna reach forward, flip your palm toward the ceiling. And as we reach forward into those fingertips, feel this right hip crease deepen. Like we were offering a platter of something, or maybe we were offering an empty bowl so someone will fill it with ice cream. That's it. And now we're gonna hug this right side body in. Start to spin your chest toward the long edge of your mat. And you can keep your gaze right down at your right foot, or you can take it kind of like a neutral place in front of you. And now we're gonna take this left arm right alongside the ear. And breathe. Keep hugging in as much as you can. You want to feel the rib cage draw in toward the midline. So we're supporting the length of the spine with the strength in your core. And now we're going to bend your right knee, hop your left foot in. We're going into an Ardha Chandrasana with the hands off the floor. So we shift and slowly start to lift. Your Ardha Chandrasana doesn't have to be major. It can be here. We can stop right here. If you want to go a little bit farther into it, you want to lift, 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 extend through those fingertips, roll that left rib cage back, and then we sit, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lower your butt all the way down to the floor. We find our boat pose, Navasana. Yes. And now from here, we're going to slowly lower out. And we're going to stay low this time. Take your hands behind your head. Inhale, and when you exhale, pull your knees in and drag your elbows toward the outer edges of your legs. Inhale, extend back out, and exhale, squeeze it in. And inhale, extend out, and exhale, pull it in. If it's too much to keep the legs floating above the floor, you can take the legs higher. Take a little bit of pressure off the back and squeeze. Inhale, and squeeze. One last time. Inhale and squeeze. We're gonna rock back up. Find your Navasana. Here we go. Right foot's gonna hit the floor. Left hand's gonna come to the floor too. We're gonna shoot this left leg back again and swing the right hand up. And then pop up onto your fingertips of that left hand. And now pop up onto your peace fingers. Keep rolling open. And then from here, we're gonna slowly come to stand, reaching that right hand to the back of the mat, left hand forward. We've got this twisty thing here. So this is our launch point. We're gonna come back to this place. So from here, we're gonna shift our weight into the right foot. Kick the left foot out in front. So we're gonna windmill the right fingertips toward the left toes. Give them a tap. And then we're just gonna windmill it back, step back, reach the right hand to the back of the mat. That was slow-mo version. Slow-mo again, right? Like you're moving through pudding. Gonna shift into your right foot and kick it up. Woo, give it a tap. And then step it back, find your twist. We're gonna do it one more time. Nice and slow. It's easier to control. When you shift, swing that left arm back, kick the left foot forward, tap, and then slowly step it to the back of the mat. Yes. And then from here, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take that left hand to the floor, left side Vashisthasana one more time. Not the last, but close to it. Reach the right arm up. And then slow motion, we're gonna take this right forearm down to the floor. Keep the core strong, come onto the outer edge of the right foot. Right forearm Vashisthasana. And then bring the left forearm down. Fingertips can cross toward the middle of the mat. Outer edge of the left foot, take it up, and then bring this right hand to the floor. Right side Vashisthasana, power it up. Reach, reach, reach. Oh. And then from here, we're gonna bring the left hand to the floor, lift the right leg up, squeeze your knee into your nose, and then swing the right leg forward and start to slowly shimmy that left leg back. Untuck your toes. Come high onto your fingertips. Keep the low belly lifting as you inhale. And when you exhale, slowly make your way forward. All the while, you want to keep working your hips to square. Keep relaxing into your breath. And breathe. Nice quiet time. Let's soften after all that work. And just notice if your hips have started to wilt to one side, like mine just did. All right, as much as I hate to say it, we're gonna do it again. So slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your back toes, downward facing dog. If you want a vinyasa here, then go for it. If you wanna stay in your down dog, if you wanna bring your knees to the floor, whatever works for you, we're gonna take 3 breaths. All right, here we go, rock star. Left leg up, inhale. And then draw that left knee into your left tricep. We're gonna go for our little box squeezes, right? So lower to the left wrist, over to the right, squeeze it up, over to the left and down, over to the right, and squeeze it up, and then over to the left and down, over to that right, squeeze it up, and now you're gonna bring your knee into your chest, step it forward, warrior 2, windmill it up. And straighten your front leg. We're gonna go for this Trikonasana variation, right? So the left arm's just gonna come straight out from your shoulder, flip your palm, and then reach like you're offering something. This left hip point's gonna keep pulling back, pulling back, pulling back. And now you wanna feel this left rib cage roll underneath. And imagine that you had a corset on, right? Super comfortable. And you want somebody behind you is gonna pull the strings of the corset super tight so everything kind of pulls in. You can keep your gaze on the floor, or you can look kind of outward. Gonna take that right arm alongside your ear and breathe. And keep trying to spin the chest open. You're gonna gaze to that front foot, bend the left knee, hop your right foot in, and then slowly come into your Ardha Chandrasana. We got this little half moon. Keep lifting that inner right thigh. And then you step your right foot next to your left. Chair pose, sink your hips. And then slowly, slowly, slowly lower down. Find your boat. Let your chest lift toward the top of your thighs. Feel that low back move in and up. And we're gonna stay here. Nothing super fancy. Just a nice couple of breaths. You can straighten the legs if that feels good to you. I get a little wobble when I do that. I can stay truer when I'm here, so I like to stay here. Okay, and now you're gonna pull your left heel in toward your sitting bone. Place it on the floor. Right hand's gonna come to the floor, and we shoot this right leg through and find your twist. Yep, okay, you're gonna push into your feet, come up onto the fingertips, and then push even stronger into your feet, come onto your peace fingers here, and you're gonna reach to this left hand and come on up. So now we're in our twisty crescent thing. Yes. Okay, here we go. We're gonna slow motion step forward. All right, shift onto this left foot. Gonna drag the right one in, windmill the arms, and tap the right with the left hand, and then we windmill slow motion like we're swimming back. 2 more of those. Shift under that left foot, windmill the arms, kick forward, maybe tap the toes, maybe not. Step it back and land it. Last one, we're gonna windmill. We got it. And kick. And then come all the way back. Yes. And now take your right hand to the floor. Right side Vashisthasana. You can give yourself that kickstand. Here we go. And then slowly now lower the left forearm to the floor. Left side forearm Vashisthasana. Sweep the right arm up. And then right side forearm Vashisthasana. Keep your core strong as you pull it in and rotisserie yourself around. And then left hand's gonna come to the floor. Full up, left side Vashisthasana. And then right hand to the floor. Find your plank. Lift this left leg up. You're gonna squeeze your knee in one more time and then swing the leg forward. Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Sounds good, doesn't it? King Pigeon, make sure that right leg's coming back. Shoulders draw away from your ears. Keep your core muscles lifting in and up. Inhale, and then exhale, come out and over. And breathe. And keep those inner thighs drawing gently toward each other. Soften where you can, through your jaw, through your neck. All the work here is done now. Okay, slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes, downward facing dog. Take a moment to work side to side. Stretch out through the backs of your knees. And then from here, you're gonna gaze forward and hop your feet gently up or tiptoe. And then sit back. Stretch your legs out in front. Gonna flex your feet. Inhale, take your arms, reach them up, and then exhale, fold in. You can let your arms rest. Feel those shoulders drop back and try to stay as long as you can from the front of the body, the back of the body. And maybe it means that you don't come down as much as you normally would. That's all right. Keep the tops of your thighs anchored toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen up, and when you exhale, maybe you come out and over a little bit. Maybe with every breath, it's a little bit more. Maybe you find the wall and you hit it and you're okay there. full breath. And this time when you exhale, you can slowly start to round in. Keep the soles of your feet active. Keep the tops of your thighs working even as you kind of collapse in. And then slide your hands back underneath you, round yourself up. You're gonna lift your hands toward your toes and start to slowly, slowly, slowly roll yourself to the ground. When you get bunk, almost there, we're gonna hold it. And just imagine you could grab those toes. Yes. All right, and then I'm gonna lower all the way down. Slide your knees in. Start to roll some circles. And then circles in the other direction. Okay, and take your arms out to the sides. And let both knees fall over to your right. And slide your gaze across to the left. If you want, you can take your right hand onto that left knee. You can keep the right hand on the floor. Whatever works for you, your spine, your shoulder. And when you inhale, you're gonna bring yourself back up through the middle. And when you exhale, drop over to the other side. Oh, yeah. And again, you can use that left hand if you want to give yourself a bit of an assist. And feel your right arm drop toward the floor. You can even open your palm, get a little stretch into the pec muscles here. All right, and then come back up through center. Take a moment if there's anything else you feel like you need. Maybe you want to grab a happy baby. Maybe you want to grab your big toes and just stretch the legs out. Pop. I apparently needed that. Anything that gets you closer to stillness. And take your time getting there. You're going to slowly extend your legs out and flatten yourself onto the ground. Splat. All that work. You can now just let it go. You can let it plop into the floor. If you feel like you need extra support, always, 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 you can put a bolster, a blanket, or couch cushion underneath your knees. And give yourself a few moments here of blissful rest. And if you notice your mind wandering, you're just going to gently bring it back to the breath. And of course, you can always pause the video and stay here for as long as you need. But if you're ready to, you're gonna take a deeper breath in. And exhale from your mouth. And start to move your fingers and wiggle your toes. And draw your knees in one at a time. And roll onto your right side. And take a moment here. And when you feel ready to re-emerge, you're going to press into the strength of your arms and come on up. Find a comfortable seat. Let your eyes slide closed. Bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra and bow your head. And honor your body and your breath for moving you through this not so easy practice today. And remember our quote from Pema Chodron, only to the extent with which we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible in us be found. So when you're met with discomfort or trying times or a hard decision, remember that it's this annihilation, these little deaths that make us discover what is within us that will never die. This indestructible spirit. So honor your spirit today. Thanks for coming and spending a bit of your day with me. Namaste.